Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. We're here in Assen for part of our Moto2 World Championship, and I cannot wait for the Dutch GP, where we have to start in 18th place. So Remy Gardner in pole position with Lowe's and Bezzecchi on the front row, Ben Schneider, Schrotter and Raul Fernandez on the second, Agura, Arbolino, Roberts, Canet, Fernandez, Vieje, Ramirez, Dixon, Manzi, Buliga, Arenas, Grant, Antonio, Vietti, Navarro, Bobier, Baldassari, Dalla Porta, Corsi, Schleiring, Garso, Luti, Montella, Chantra, and Barry Baltus at the back of the grid. We now await the red lights to disappear, and away we will go! Brilliant start there for Grant, right on the money. Let's see if everyone else had the same or similar start. We're still in power setting 2 for now, but I probably will use power setting 3 if required during this Grand Prix. Now onto the right-hand side for the hard bucket. It's going to get a little bit cosy here. Someone's already gone down behind us. Can't see who it is. Unfortunately, the game doesn't tell me. But we're now into 17th place, so we've managed to claim one position for the time being. We need a good start here. It's imperative for us to get a good start as Jorge Navarro dives up at the inside and just cuts the nose off of Grant there, as Grant gets onto the left-hand side now for Strubbin. Nice early exit out of this corner, not too bad, still in power setting 2. Nice quick upshifts to get ourselves out of that corner, get the rear tyre gripped, as we'll now try and get into the right-hander here, the very difficult Wienslang, and then to the left-hand side for the Russian hook. Beautiful move up on the inside of Stefano Manzi. We are still chasing down our teammate Jake Dixon, who's just one position ahead of us. Not a bad start for the Moto3 World Champion. He is up by 3 positions compared to where we started, 18th to 15th respectively. And we now dive up on the inside, going into De Bolt ahead of Jake Dixon, the last of the late breakers there, but looks like Dixon will potentially fight back. He certainly does, going into the Mandovan corner, and Stefano Manzi, he fancies it, he's going up at the inside. Hopefully Alberto Arenas can't join him, but it looks like we're going to hold him off just potentially. Not quite, is he? Is he still there? Oh, it's going to be close going into... Oh, goodness me, good job. Grant was brave on the outside there, as we now try and tackle Stefano Manzi, getting right onto the rear of the HP40 rider. Getting onto the left-hand side now. Might be able to line him up now going into the final corner, into the Timmer chicane. Beautifully done there from Grant, but Manzi's trying to go around the outside, and Grant goes sideways! Lord almighty! I hate the collision detection in Moto 2. Why is it so bad? We were nowhere near him. We might have just bumped into him, but we didn't need to get lifted off the floor there. Goodness me. Alright, power setting 3 is going to be used in this one. Not after that disastrous of a start. I can't believe that's just happened again. Now going into turn 3, right onto the rear now of the MV Agusta, Lorenzo Baldassari, Celestino Vietti ahead of him as well. We're trying to go for a little bit of a move here now ahead of both Baldassari and Vietti. Beautifully done there from Grant, and lovely tight apex going into Strubbin. That's how you got to do it if you're going to go for a nice tight lunge. We had many overtakes last season in Moto 3 in that very same corner, and I'm good to see we can still do it again here today, regardless of the size or the shape of the motorcycle. We can definitely get a few overtakes into Strubbin for turn 5. Now speaking of Moto 3 on board the Husqvarna, we had a tough race here last time in Assen, but we came on strong towards the end. I think we're going to have to do something very similar here today. Our last mistake in Assen came during the final corner, where I completely butchered it, and then therefore lost the toe to the guys ahead of us. Had to fight all the way back and then just ran out of time towards the end. Probably a couple more laps and we would have ended up winning that particular Grand Prix. But for the time being, we need to focus on this one. Marco Bezzecchi leads with Remy Gardner and Sam Lowe's in first, second and third. Another good showing from Remy Gardner. This is getting concerning for our championship challenge, as we'll try and dive at the inside of the Jorge Navarro. Beautifully done. Get onto the left-hand side. Can we hold the position? Don't allow him to sit us up in the corner. Beautifully done. Oh, a little bit wide now, going potentially around the outside of Alberto Arenas. That wasn't going to work, but beautifully done nonetheless. Going across the line, we are up by quite a bit, and there is the fastest lap of the race. A 1:38.487 for the man from Warrington. Get on the right-hand side now for the Harbock. We are in pursuit mode. We are in determination mode, as we really need the points here today to hold on to this championship lead. Beautiful move up on the inside of Alberto Arenas, the current Moto3 World Champion, ahead of the former Moto3 World Champion, as we now line up. Stefano Manzi is a little bit of a bump into his rear tyre. A little bit of gesticulation from Stefano Manzi. Didn't appreciate that very much. As we now go to the line alongside Stefano Manzi, shoves him on the rumble strip. That will end his challenge right there. Of course, Manzi pushing us wide into the Timmer chicane just a moment ago. So take that, sunshine. Don't fancy battling with him anymore. We really closed in there on Marcos Ramirez, the America Tenor racer there. We did a grand job We managed to close in extremely well on the brakes. Very difficult corner to overtake into the Russian hook, but I think we did a good job nonetheless. And speaking of overtakes, there's another one to add to the DrAce archive. Have we run it a little bit wide though? We will take centre position of the track to make sure Ramirez doesn't fight back. Beautifully done. Grant is on an absolute charge now. All we needed was a little bit of power setting 3. And look at the difference right now. On the rear almost of Aaron Canet as Jake Dixon made up a few more positions. He's now up into 12th place, the man from Dover. Decent salvage job from teammate Dixon. So now it's time to get into the hog hide and get closing in on Aaron Canet. 14th place in 3rd laps in. I don't know, it's going to be a rather tough one as we'll try and dive up at the inside of Aaron Canet. A bit of gesticulation from Grant there as he feels that Canet just got into his way there just a little bit. Just shoved it up on the inside or shoved it in his line of sight, let's say. But Grant across the line, there is another fastest lap for you. A 1:37.776 for the young man going into the right-hand side now for the hardbuck around the outside of Aaron Canet. Put that in the DrAce archive, if you will. That was beautiful. Now going into turn 3, getting really close. I had to chuck a bit of rear brake in there to make sure the motorcycle would slow down so we didn't tap the rear of our Petronas SRT Kalex teammate. Now Grant will try and dive up the inside. Can he get up the inside of Jake Dixon? Dixon gives us space. Thank you, teammate. I appreciate that very much. Power setting 3, getting behind me, Dixon. We'll chase him down. Not bad, up into 12th place now. This is a brilliant attack coming in from the 26-year-old man from Warrington, the Moto3 World Champion, soon to be Moto2 World Champion if I play my cards right this season. Now onto the left-hand side for the Russian hook. Turn 8 to be beaten as well. Stekenval getting right onto the rear of Iagora. There is teammate number 2, Xavi Vieje, and ahead of him is Joe Roberts as we get very, very close there to Iagora. But Iagora is not allowing me to get through. Maybe onto the right-hand side here, potentially. Oh, it looks like Vieje ran it wide. Grant will potentially get up inside. Both of them beautifully done. 2 for 1 in that particular corner. Buy one, get one free sail into Mandovan as we now go into Dukersloot and then to the turn 12. I can't pronounce this one, but I wasn't even going to try. Right on the rear of Joe Roberts. Look at the speed the Petronas SRT Kalex got robbed there. Beating the Italtrans rider, the American Joe Roberts gets beaten going into that particular corner, and Grant is on absolute tear. He's 0.3 of a second down from his previous lap time, but think of the overtakes that has been done, and track limit warning in that particular corner. Trying to avoid the track limit warnings, of course it is scary stuff when you keep getting the track limit warnings, but that is another 1:37.7 coming in from the Moto3 World Champion. Around the outside into turn 1, once again Augusto Fernandez. Don't even try it, mate, because we are on a charge. Don't get in my way, sunshine, because you will only hinder both of our promising starts and promising races. Our performances here today are looking very, very good as we now try and dive up the inside of Tony Arbolino. Oh, he didn't see that coming. Grant is on a charge. He's on an absolute tear. This is brilliant stuff right now from the Moto2 Championship leader. This is what you need to do. You need to bounce back in style after 2 very difficult Grand Prix. On the right-hand side for the Veenslang, left-hand side now for the Russian hook. Closing in on Marcel Schrotter. Where will we have the lunge? Where will we be close enough to have a lunge into Stegenval? Not quite. Grant lifts it up just a little bit because he was getting too close to the rumble strip there. Marcel Schrotter, where will you defend? Grant, will he have a lunge up at the inside? He's thinking about it, getting really, really close to the Liquimolian type rider. As we now chuck it onto the right-hand side for Mandovan. Turn 10. I think Grant's going to have a lunge. He is up ahead of him. For how long? Schrotter can't fight back. Picked him up in the corner. Brilliantly done. Grant is now up into 6th position. 14 places in 5 laps. Not too bad if I do say so myself. As we're now going out of turn 12, a little bit out of shape there, touching the rumble strip, but now into turn 14, turn left once again for the Ramshock, turn 15, we will close in on Bo Benschneider as this lap progresses. Now onto the right-hand side for the Great Timber Box chicane, beautiful corners, we just touched the inside of the track there again, another track limit warning given to Grant, woe betide, they won't allow that too many times, 3 more times and it's long lap penalty. But another superb lap coming in there from Grant. 1:37.850. Brilliant stuff there. Just 1/10 of a half slower than the previous lap time. But it's not really slower. This pace is phenomenal. It's brilliant. This is exactly what you need in a situation like this. When you start so far behind, we need to go for it. There's no question on that one. But what a train we've got at the front here. Gardner leads with lows. Bezecchi in 3rd. Raul Fernandez, another championship protagonist there. This is a battle of all the championship protagonists. Well, apart from Bo Benschneider, no offence. But he is on his home GP, so of course he could get beaten into the Ramshock. Not quite. Is it going to happen? Oh, it's so close to getting a good move in there, but I think we've done it. Unless Bo Benschneider can fight back in Stekenval, and he can't. Grant is up by 2/10 of a second, even though we've just had to chuck a lunge up on the inside of Bo Benschneider into the Ramshook. Now onto the left-hand side for De Bolt, turn 9. I think I got that corner wrong just a moment ago. I had to stutter there for a second. It was actually Russian hook, wasn't it? Ramshook is towards the end of the track. At least I corrected it first before anyone else did in the comment section down below. As we get on the right-hand side for turn 11, the Dukas Loot. Get onto the right-hand side once again. Nice tight apex here. Get right into the rear of Raul Fernandez. This is going to be brilliant lap. This is going to be superb. As we go into the left-hand side for turn 14. This one's the Ramshook for turn 15. And we might be able to have a lunge here on Raul Fernandez. Have a little bit of a lunge. Not quite. Slow it down. Just be a little bit gentle. We don't need to be going too gung-ho into that particular corner. But we did lose a bit of an advantage there. Getting into the slipstream. Across the line we go. It's a 1:37.550. Another terrific lap coming in from Grant. No one can withstand this pace. If Grant can get to the front, this is going to be curtains. This is brilliant. This is an absolute performance of a lifetime. This is a professional job as we... Raul Fernandez tasted my front tyre there. The Dunlop right into his rear side there. I do apologise for chucking it into his arm there. Didn't really mean to, but what a tight apex that is. Beautifully done picking up the... Oh, goodness me, Red Bull KTM IO rider there. Raul Fernandez won't be too happy with that one. I tell you who won't be. Aki Ayo. He'll be absolutely livid with that lunge there after bumping him just the corner before. Goodness me, we go into the Veenslang to the left-hand side now for the Russian hook. We did lose a little bit of a toe to Sam Lowe's, Bazecki and Gardner, but we'll still continue to push forward. As Fernandez gets very, very close. Is Fernandez going to try and get through now? Please don't. We're losing the toe. Let's try and recompose now. Let's get into De Bolt, start slowing things down a bit, then start chucking more fast lap times in. We just got to recompose after that bit of a skirmish with Raul Fernandez. He has been dispatched, and Marco Bezzecchi is looking quite racy in second place. He'll be chasing down Remy Gardner, but if he gets to the front, who knows what's going to happen. Remy Gardner hasn't quite got away with it, just as I expected, but who knows what's going to happen in this fantastic Grand Prix. Now, usually every single time we go to Assen, there's something good happening, and I tell you what, that streak now continues. I adore Assen so much. The competition is always fierce, and it's always very, very competitive. Going into the Timmer chicane once again. Great stuff there. Didn't touch the apex. Didn't touch the actual inside of the track. Beautifully done there from Grant. Our first lap time back into the 1:38, but of course that did come at a price with battling with Raul Fernandez and fighting with him quite heavily. Cost us a lot of time, but we are right onto the rear of Sam Lowe's once again. Now it's lap 8 of 12. We have a lot of time still to attack in this session. We just need to get in behind Sam Lowe's, utilise some of his slipstream going into the difficult left-hander and right-hander in a moment's time, but beautifully done there up on the inside of Sam Lowe's. We didn't even need the slipstream. Well, that is fantastic. Beautiful move there. Put that in the DrAce archive. Warrington's finally got ahead of Lincolnshire. And we're back in it once again. Shout out to Andy Yates one more for that wonderful commentary from the other day. Now onto the left-hand side for Russian hook. Marco Bezzecchi is looking very, very ominous here. He could be tackling Remy Gardner and bolting because he looks like he's just right on the rear. He's on the precipice of getting away with it. And we don't want to allow that to happen either. Now onto the left-hand side for De Bolt. Hold the line just a little bit and then chuck it to the right-hand side once again here for Mandervan. We are closing in really, really close now. This is fantastic for us. We really need to get ourselves on the podium. Better still, a victory would be absolutely bloody brilliant, but we need to be on our best behaviour to get that done here today. Now onto the rear of both Gardner and Bezzecchi. Sam Lowe's looks like he's lost a bit of pace there. He's down by 0.4 of a second behind. Not sure if he's going to be able to fight back and get involved with this battle once again as Grant now closes in on Bezzecchi and Gardner. This is going to be a brilliant finish if it's between these three. As Grant just touches the green once again, that's track limit warning 3. We cannot afford to get 2 more and give ourselves a long lap penalty. Grant, fastest man on track once again. Back to where he left off with the lap time prior before the carnage with Raul Fernandez. That is fantastic. And bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, each lap that we have set the fastest lap of the race has been with an overtake or 2. That is very, very impressive when you think about it. What lap times could we have had? This is brilliant as we try and have a lunge up at the inside. Remy Gardner, that is a fantastic move. Oh, we did just touch the inside of Marco Bezzecchi though. My apologies, Bez. I didn't mean to touch the Italian there. But what a move up on the inside of Remy Gardner. He did not see that coming, and I don't think anyone else did either. I thought I was a bit aggressive going into that corner, but wow, how has that paid off? That is fantastic. How's your luck, mate? About that much. Beautifully done there from Grant. Now going into turn 8. Plenty of laps still left in this one, but we need to fight Bezzecchi now. We have to do everything we can possible to try and beat Marco. but he is looking very, very good here. We've mentioned this a couple of lap times in a row now, that Marco Bezzecchi is looking strong. Of course, Grant looks stronger, but he still has the business yet to tackle Marco Bezzecchi, and of course, Bezzecchi is a tough customer to beat, very tough to overtake, whether in video game form or in real life. But of course, we did pick the soft option front. I knew I needed the soft front to try and get ourselves through into the other riders early on in this session, because of course we fell behind so much. But here now, is Grant going to line him up? Is this going to be the move to sort of set up the finish, or is he going to go ahead of him now? Is he going to go through? Grant is fancying it, up at the inside, not quite. Timmy Chicane nailed, but we still haven't quite beaten Bezzecchi. They're going to be side by side. Here they come across the line. It's going to be super close. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? Will it be Bez? Will it be Grant? Bez will try and go around the inside. He certainly does. Beautifully done there from Marco Bezzecchi. Did not falter to Grant. Beautifully done there for Marco Bezzecchi. It's going to be a simple case now for Grant of just pursuing Bezzecchi, waiting to figure out where he's strong. Is it going to be a lunge going into Strubben? Not quite. Not quite close enough to line him up, but on the exit perhaps. Oh, contact made there. Jesus, almost fell out my seat there. Goodness me, is now Remy Gardner trying to go to the inside. Whoa! I knew he was going to be coming sooner or later, but I didn't expect him to just join us right there and then. We have 3 laps of this session remaining. This is going to be an imperative race for us for our championship challenge. We have to do well here, guys. But Remy Gardner is fighting back. Remy wants a piece of the action. Remy, I don't think so, mate. Please. We want the victory. No, Remy. Oh, Grant touches the inside there. Who's going to be stronger? Remy Gardner has a look behind him. A bit like what Sam Lowes did in the Grand Prix just a couple of days ago, but Remy will force his way through. And there is Raul Fernandez. Fernandez is now getting involved. Bezzecchi could well and truly get away with this now. He has a prime opportunity, as Fernandez and Remy Gardner are just teaming up and ganging up on the Petronas SRT Calyx. As I'm stuck on Raul Fernandez, move out the way, Sunshine, because I can't move. As we have lost 1.7 seconds during this battle, during this skirmish. This is serious stuff right now as we get onto the left-hand side for the Ramshock. We have to recompose once again, and we have to go for it on this final couple of laps. Penultimate lap in a moment's time. Left-hand side, we didn't go anywhere near touching the green there because I really can't afford a long lap penalty in today's video. No way. But we did lose a whopping amount of time there with that battle. We really need to get back into it now. I don't think the win is still on the cards. It depends. I don't know. I don't want to be pessimistic, but we have to be realistic. Can we afford to crash once again? We have crashed out so many times being in second place, chasing down the leaders, and we can't afford to have that done today. No way, not for the Championship Challenge. As Remy Gardner is loving this battle, Grant's loving it, you're loving it, I'm loving it. Everybody's enjoying this particular battle. I'm very proud to be involved with this particular one. Power setting 3, can we go around the outside of Remy Gardner? This is going to be a brave and bold move. That is wonderful, but Remy Gardner, fantastically done there for Gardner. Not allowing Grant to get through. Grant will have to go into Steckenval and try and go. Oh, contact once again! Oh my lord, gesticulation once again. I don't think I've seen this many hands go up in a Grand Prix race before. These riders are miffed with each other. They're making a lot of mistakes, and most of it's coming from Grant just being so quick in particular corners. Has Gardner made a mistake? Can Grant get on the inside? Oh, a little bit more contact. Grant gets wheelied. Oh, the collision contact again. The collision detection has just forced me to lift it up. But that is it. Bezzecchi has got a second lead. How on earth are we going to chase down a second? We'll have to see what it is across the line, but right now it's a second. Now going into turn 14 and 15 for Ramshock, we have just taken a tenth and a bit, so it's not too much away from Bezzecchi, but we're still getting closer. Now into the Timmer chicane, left-hand side for the final part, turn 17, across the line. What is the lap time going to be? It's a 7/10 of a second gap. This is going to be really difficult, but Grant did get himself back into the 137s. Nothing wrong with his tyre life right now, although the front does look a little bit spongy. It's not looking too good on the right-hand side of the front soft-iron tyre, but as we go into turn 3, trying to close in on Marco Bezzecchi, we did take a couple more tenths of a second away from him there, but we're still not close enough to go for my patented lunge into Strubben for turn 5. Left-hand side of the tyre seems to be okay. Nice and tight apex there for Grant. Nice, quick, short, shifting to try and get into the rear of Marco Bezzecchi, because Remy Gardner is 5/10 of a second behind. He won't be featuring in this battle if there's going to be one. Bezzecchi is 3/10 of a second ahead of us now. Is Grant going to close him in? 1 second. This is going to be one heck of a lap if we can close in by a second on this particular lap. Now onto the right-hand side for the Steckenval. We are running out of chances. We are running out of the time here. We are still in power setting 3. I've saved the power and fuel beautifully. We have a great chance. I'm beginning to stutter. It's beginning to get difficult to speak. As we now go on the right-hand side for Mandovan. Bezecchi ran it wide. Grant with the tight apex. He's right there, ladies and gentlemen. We can have an incredible finish here now. Dukas look for 2:11. We're going to be closer and closer to Marco Bezecchi. Turn 12. Get right onto the rear of him. Oh, not quite. I really wanted a bit more extra speed there, but was right there. Could we have a lunge going up into turn 11? Has Marco Bezecchi done this one? He's not. What's he having a look behind him for? There's no reason to have a look. Is Grant going to have a lunge up at the inside of the timber chicane? He goes for it. Is this going to be enough? Is this it? Grant has done it. He's done him. He's done it. Bezecchi in second. Grant wins. The voice is gone. I don't even care. Grant has won it. Yes. Oh. What a tremendous finish for Grant. He wins here in Assen by 70,000 of a second from Marco Bezecchi, and Remy Gardner finishes in third place. What a finish. What a huge moment for the World Championship, as we were down as far as 20th to then win in the final corner against Marco Bezecchi. We now have a look at the Riders' Championship, and Grant leads the way with 25 points ahead of Sam Lowes. Fantastic job for Grant. What a way to bounce back and respond. A quick look at the Team Championship, and Red Bull KTM IO still lead the way with 30 points over Petronas Sprinter Racing. I guess the win didn't really make much of a difference, but nonetheless, the most important thing is Grant leads the championship by a good chunk of points. So guys, once again, as always, thank you for joining me for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload, and there'll be a lot more MotoGP content coming very, very soon. So stay tuned and stay ace as always. But guys, what a race, what a finish. And that is it from me. So guys, thanks for watching, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.